Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level reading lesson, and today we're going to be reading a short article about amphibians. So a habitat is a particular type of area where some kinds of animals and plants live. So what do we call these different habitats? And you can pause the video and if you'd like to add your answers in the comments and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So picture A is an example of a forest habitat, B is a desert, C is a wetland, D is a grassland or savanna, E is an ocean, sea, or marine habitat, and F is a mountain or alpine habitat. All these animals belong to a specific family, which is called mammals. So what do mammals have in common? So all mammals are animals that bear live young, which means that they don't lay eggs. Their babies are born fully formed. They produce milk, they have hair or fur, and they have a spine or a backbone. And these are examples of mammals: humans, cats, cows, giraffes, and dolphins. Not really sure that dolphins meet the criteria of having hair or fur, but they do meet all of the other criteria. Great, so first let's take a look at the vocabulary words. A species, a distinct type of animal or plant, such as Homo sapiens, which is the species to which human beings belong to. The spine, or the bones that go from the top to the bottom of your back and protect your nerves. Now you can either pause the video and read the article on your own, or you can follow along as I read. Human beings, like almost all animals, need oxygen to survive. Oxygen is one of the main substances in clean air. We breathe oxygen through our mouths and it is absorbed into our body through the lungs in our chest. Some animals don't have lungs, such as fish, which absorb oxygen through their gills. But one kind of animal has gills when it is young and lungs when it gets older. These are amphibians, which are born in the water but live on land later in their lives. Amphibians include frogs, toads, which are actually a family of frogs, and salamanders. There are more than 7,000 amphibian species. Amphibians are vertebrates, which means they have a bony skeleton with a spine. Amphibians reproduce by laying eggs that have a soft skin, not a hard shell. Moist or damp means slightly wet. Worm is an animal that looks like a very small snake. Birds eat worms. Most female amphibians lay eggs in the water. The babies are called larvae or tadpoles, and they live in the water. Tadpoles use gills to get the oxygen they need. As the tadpoles grow, they develop legs and lungs that allow them to live on land. This big change is called metamorphosis. Even after they change, amphibians still have soft, moist skin. Nearly all of them live in damp places so they don't dry out. All amphibians are predators. That means they eat any animal that is small enough to be swallowed whole. Most amphibians can only eat insects or worms or other animals without bones. However, some of the larger amphibians will eat small fish, other amphibians, or even small mammals. Humans and other mammals have warm blood, but not amphibians. All amphibians are cold-blooded, just like fish, snakes, lizards, and turtles. Cold-blooded means that the animals cannot control their temperature with body heat. Amphibians must use the heat of the sun or their environment to stay warm. They also have to make sure that they never get too hot, so they go underground or into the shade to keep cool. Most amphibians live on the ground in wetlands or forests, but some live up in trees. A few species can survive in deserts and other dry habitats. Most kinds of amphibians live in warm, damp climates. Now here are some true-false questions. You can pause the video, answer the questions, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So frogs and snakes are amphibians. That's false. Snakes do have cold blood, but they are reptiles. Amphibians are cold-blooded. That's true. Tadpoles have gills so that they can breathe underwater. That's true. Amphibians only eat plants. That's false. Amphibians are predators and they will eat insects, fish, and even other small amphibians. And human beings have a spine. That is true. Now choose the correct word for each sentence. You can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So when Carl was in the hospital, he was given oxygen to breathe. I saw a frog jump into the lake. Bears, horses, and cows are all types of mammals. It is usually dry in the desert. Most people wouldn't like to live in a swamp. It is too wet there. Now, many amphibians live in wetlands. They are comfortable in that habitat. Which habitats would not be good places for amphibians to live and why? And you can put your answers in the comments. Which habitats do you have in your own country, and can you name a type of animal which lives in each of these habitats? And tadpoles start life with gills and then go through metamorphosis and grow lungs. How does the human body change the time from we are babies until we are old? And you can, again, put your ideas and thoughts in the comments. And be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.